Call this meeting to order. Carmen, you're going to share the agenda.
Yep. Can everybody see that?
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to see anything.
I can see it.
If you're on your phone, you should. If you swipe your screen, you should see what I'm sharing. You'll lose seeing all the people, but you'll see the agenda.
I'm driving.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to be stopping here shortly, but I know we could probably discuss it, but I took off the national anthem and the creed just to see how it would go for today, and then we can discuss. I know you had said we could be more informal if we wanted to give that a shot.
Definitely. So then the next thing we have is an invocation.
Of course we do. And of course I'm driving. Okay. Mark, do you have something inspirational for us today?
Did you say Mark?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Gosh, I wasn't prepared for one, but I can tell you that this morning we went to hike into the mountains, and it was a great day, as I mentioned earlier, about, 60 degrees early morning, and we went up a very steep mountainside, and then kind of went up and down hiking, and it was about 2 miles to where we wanted to go to, and the beauty of the scenery was unbelievable. We were able to see the countryside and the beautiful trees, and just reminded us on how awesome this world is, and how we a lot of times take it for granted what we have and the blessings we have. So it just was a great experience, and I encourage you to kind of take this summer and get outdoors, see the beauty of this world, and share it with others. It's an awesome and wonderful world we live in.
Nice, thanks, Mark. Adrian, do we want to go around, since we've got a lot of people that we can't see and their names aren't on the screen, should we go ahead and start with introductions, just so we can do that?
Yes.
Would you like to start?
Sure. My name is Adrienne. I'm originally from Michigan, but I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I am in the DBA program.
Awesome. I'll just kind of go in order here. Salim, would you like to go? You're muted, Salim.
Yeah, I am Salim Qureshi. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm the Walden alumni ambassador, and now I'm with Civitan, director of membership.
Thank you. Well, let's see, Nate.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Nate is speaking?
Yes, and my name's Nate Geyer. I'm a Walden alumni, and I'm a co-advisor for the Walden Campus Civitan Club.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate. And let's see, we have somebody with area code 340.
Hello, my name is Merle Duran. I'm in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I'm just signing in to meeting. Nice seeing a few people. I'm seeing Nate, but I'm not certain if Nate can see me.
Nice for you to join us. We can't see you. We are on the telephone, but next time maybe you can,
okay.
If you're,
I'm trying to sign in, but I did use, but I'm not getting through, so I'm on my phone actually.
Okay.
But that's okay. That's okay. I'm still seeing a few persons, but I'm also hearing you, so that I'm fine.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome. Karen?
Hi, I'm Karen Mancera Cuevas, and I am in the DRPH program, and I reside in Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you. Carrie Ann, and you're on mute, Carrie Ann.
Hi, this is Carrie Ann. I'm currently in New York, Queens, New York, and I'm in the PhD in Public Health program, and I'm the Secretary Treasurer for the Walden Civitan Campus Club.
Awesome. Carolyn?
This is Carolyn Roney, and I'm the Director of Disability Services at Walden, serving as faculty advisor to the Civitan. And I'm in Minneapolis.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's see, the Samsung, I think that's you, Adrienne. 312?
No, I'm 312. I already spoke as Karen.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay. Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Mark Eisinger, and I'm a past international president of Civitan, and I helped to organize this club, and very excited and ready to help you in any way you can. When I can, I mean.
Awesome. Did I miss anyone? Okay, and if you don't know me, I'm Carmen. I'm the campus Civitan chair in the Chesapeake District, and I am in Maryland. Awesome. And let's see, my screen, there we go. Old business, let's see. We've got Carrie Ann. We'll follow up with Julie or Carolyn who requests the update to the new member form. Any updates on that, Carrie Ann?
No, it's been, it was a very hectic week for me, so I wasn't able to get in contact with Julie, but I'll do that this week.
Okay. And Carolyn, since you're on the phone, do we need to contact, do you know if we need to contact Julie, or is that something you can do with us?
I can do it. I expect we'll need to get Julie's final okay one way or the other.
Okay.
That would probably be better to go through Carolyn. She should be our immediate point of contact, I would believe, right, Carolyn?
Yes, but I don't know what kind of update you want.
From our last meeting, I think what we wanted to do was add something on our application. I think we wanted to add
GroupMe.
The GroupMe request, like a little box of, can we add you to, the GroupMe application? Can we add your cell phone to the GroupMe application to kind of help facilitate that or expedite that process?
Good.
And also make sure we get permission.
Great.
I think that was it that we had. Carrie Ann, do you remember what else we needed to?
No, I think that was it.
That was it. Okay, yeah. So it's just that addition to the form, to our application.
Yeah, I don't anticipate that being a problem, so I'll follow up on that tomorrow.
Okay. Carrie Ann, Adrienne, are you ready to take away with it? Or Carrie Ann, I hate driving the bus for you guys. I don't want to step on your toes.
I got it, Carmen. The next thing on the agenda is we wanted to get more information on the Walden Day of Service and make that kind of like our first
Major project.
And so Carrie and I obviously haven't had a chance to get together because there's some lists, our things to do list where we're going to gather some information and bring it back to the board and then to the general meeting so that we can put these things into action, and this is going to be one of them.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we discussed was, putting something together that we could present to the general group in order to try to get someone to take control of, as Mark suggested, I think being the chairman for the project. So we wanted to get together to put that together, to present that to the group.
Yes. and probably in terms of sending it out as an email to the, to the general population and saying, hey, these are some projects that we're looking at. Is anybody interested in taking the lead role? Emphasizing, as Carmen had said, that we would not be, they wouldn't be doing it all by themselves. They would just kind of be the focal point.
Mhm.
Again, moving on down the list, Carrie and I are going to get together to discuss the next two projects that we want to do. And I put them in order in terms of chronological, just to kind of get our feet wet, introducing the School Supply project and giving our members some ideas as to how they can do that, and waiting for sales or not, so that they wouldn't have to do it by themselves. Getting with somebody in the community who's already doing it and joining them to make this, a little bit easier, user-friendly. Am I moving too fast, people? And then our first quarter project would be the Souls for Souls. Thank you, Carmen, for moving that up for me. Would be the first quarter project would be Souls for Souls, and again, Carrie and I are going to get together and write up some, some basic pieces of information, so that when we put this out to the general population, that they, we can say, hey, is anybody interested in doing this, and giving them, like a paragraph of information, see if we can't pique somebody's interest in being the project lead. Are there any questions on that?
Do we have anyone on the call right now who might be interested in maybe taking on the lead for that? Peachy, Carrie Ann. Oh, Peachy, that's who we missed. Peachy, are you still with us? Oh, she must have dropped off. Merle, Carrie, Karen, anybody interested in maybe just kind of taking the lead and working with Adrian and Carrie Ann? No pressure, just checking.
I mean, I might be interested, this is Karen, on the more of the school supply project, because I have kids. So that might be something that is more proximal to something that I can do. But it would be good to get somebody from the general membership to participate. I think that we previously talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could get somebody to maybe co-manage or co-chair that with you from the general population. That might get somebody interested, because they won't be standoffish about having to do it all by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was that? Was
Karen.
I didn't know you guys couldn't hear me. Is that the Soul for Souls project? This is Peachy. That you guys are talking about getting help?
No, I was talking about the school supply project.
Okay, what do we need to do with that?
The question was just posed by Adrienne if there was somebody here who would like to, participate in that. And so I offered to be part of the school supply project.
I will too.
Awesome. Thank you, Peachy.
You're welcome.
So that's Karen and Peachy. I'll probably be sending you an email gathering some information about your ideas and how you think we should proceed going forward.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, the next item of business is we have a confirmed date for our guest speaker. That's really exciting. It's going to be August 12th. And it's and our guest speaker will be from A Grace Counseling. I'm really excited about that. And what we learned from our last meeting is anybody can attend our guest speakers when we have a guest speaker, which is really exciting. To have some, and have people interested in seeing what we're really about. So make sure you mark your calendars and get that word out. Peachy, do you have any additional information on that?
I'm going to be getting it this week. We're supposed to be setting up the time for me to get it. Who do I need to email it to? Who should I email it to you, Carmen, Carrie Ann? Who should I email it to once I get that bio?
I would think you could mail it to Carrie Ann.
Okay. Okay.
And then she can send it out to the, to the general.
Okay.
This would also be a good opportunity. So if you have any other students that you might be, in your programs and stuff, they don't have to be members to attend this meeting. We do a couple of things. It'll give our speaker exposure, and then also it'll give the club exposure. So, definitely feel free to invite guests. The link for all of our meetings will always be the same. The phone number and the sign-in link, the Zoom link, will always be the same. So feel free to share those out for that August 12th, and invite anyone. The more the better. Sorry.
All right, so then we're looking at new business. Mark, since we have you on the phone, I wanted to let you know that I have been in contact with Juan, and I'll ready to jump back in and go to work. So we're gonna I'm gonna be sending you an email, CCing you with Juan, so that we can get the training that we had discussed previously scheduled.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So we're looking for suggestions for other projects. So I was thinking what we would do is again at our next general meeting, just put it out there. We're looking for projects. What are you interested in doing? Because Carmen had mentioned that we want to have some projects in the wheelhouse being planned down the road. Again, I just want to be sure that we're able to successfully complete projects and our services when they're supposed to, when they should be done. I don't want us to say we're doing a whole bunch of stuff and a whole bunch of stuff not get completed. So we really need to how should I say this? Get our members excited, and let's build some motivation so that we can, be active in the community and people can see that, what we're doing and what we're really about.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Any suggestions for projects at the moment?
Are we doing anything for Global Day of Service as required by Julie? I forward the email. Is that for the Walden specific?
Yes, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, so is that the one that we're doing for? I wasn't sure what as a club we were doing for that.
So we really hadn't come up with anything yet. Julie, I'm sorry, my apologies. Carrie Ann and I we're supposed to get together, get the dates, see if we can't come up with something and just put it out to the membership as a whole.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear about that.
Oh.
Because I thought it was usually done in October. And October's coming up close. Is that right, Carolyn?
Yes, it is coming up in October. I'll find out the exact day, but we don't have to do anything on that specifically on that day. We could be doing the Soul for Souls thing and apply it to the Walden Global Day of Service. You know, that would be a day that we would, I don't know, have a meeting about it, or like wrap it up, or if not that, then maybe something else.
Because I emailed Megan Mandel about that and got some feedback that we should do something to help the research center on developmental disabilities or something like that, which kind of goes hand in hand with Peachy's speaker. Is that right?
It's close to it. Yeah, it's close to it.
Because yes, I'm looking at the email, Social Change Project in 2018. Thanks for including me in this. I think a social change project would be great. Collecting shoes is a great project to hold at some place during the year, but since the flagship of Civitan is assisting people with disabilities at Walden, is putting an effort on social change project, maybe you can focus on something in this area, maybe something that highlights the Civitan International Research Center focuses on people's first language or something like that. That's what the email says.
It's challenging to do this, you know, like all these projects, it's challenging to do them, you know, on the internet. I know the Global Day of Service projects that we've done at our office at Walden are, you know, staff will go out to a food shelf, you know, work for a day at a food shelf, or work for the day at, you know, a shelter, or, you know, we kind of get 12 or 20 people together and book time at where, you know, some organization could use our help for the day, that kind of thing. So, and then different groups do different things in their communities. So it's challenging because we're not in a single community here. So it will have to be something like the other projects that you're already talking about, a school supply drive or Soul for something where everybody can do it in the local area. And then, you know, come to, you know, write it up or present it as a group project.
You know, I do encourage you, though, to have those type of in the community projects. You know, Special Olympics is always doing things that you might be able to get your hands involved in. The ARC is another organization. So there's, I'm interested in the Day of Service ideas that Walden may have. And although we can do one that we're currently doing and present it, I agree with that. But I think it'd also be good for us to get out in the community, wear our T-shirts, get family and friends involved as well, so that you're kind of telling them more about Civitan, telling them about our emphasis to help individuals with developmental disabilities and our research center and so forth. It gives a great opportunity to share our passion and our mission.
Yes.
It might be something for members so all research where the programs for developmental disabilities are in their local communities, and just have that information. If everybody can kind of find out where, like in my case, where in Minneapolis are the programs for people with developmental disabilities, and what kind of services do they need, and you know, what are they interested in, and then Nate can do that in his area, you know, and everybody can do it in their area. I think that would be helpful if down the road we want to do this kind of in the community thing more often.
Right.
And Carolyn, that would be a good segue into, and that would be that, you know, the next question that we're asking is what kind of projects is, maybe we assign that, you know, kind of quote homework assignment of what are the needs of, you know, the special needs community in your community, and then we can bring that back to the next meeting and then see if we can kind of come up with a common denominator that we can all kind of do in our own individual communities.
Right, I like that.
Me too. Anything
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
How about, I've heard just about everybody. Yeah, how about Salim and Marilee? Any ideas?
Not at the moment, but I have a lot of thinking about the involvement in the community to promote the Walden Civitan club's information and help the children's disabled children. This is I'm thinking.
I don't know how it's like in the Virgin Islands, but I'd be interested in hearing some of her ideas.
I actually do like the idea, this is Karen, about like the suggestion of food pantries, especially as we start getting closer to Thanksgiving and maybe Christmas, like November and December. Because at least in the Chicago area, that's very common. In addition to that, there's like a lot of like coat drives where people donate coats to people who are in need for winter. Obviously, that's geographical, but those I really like the idea of the food pantry because I've actually done it twice already myself.
Yeah, I'm sure there's food drives in almost every community.
Yeah, yeah, and then really around the holidays is when there's really a big need because there's a lot of people, especially even with the current economy, that are don't have an ideal Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. So many places, either you go and you do the serving of the food, or I participated in one place with my son who does Boy Scouts. It's called Feed Our Starving Children, in which like we develop packages of food for kids in like emerging nations of the world. And it was really an interesting project to do. His entire pack went out to do that. So, and all that food went out to third world nations throughout the world.
So I guess I would like to get some more understanding of how we would carry out these projects. Like if there's a project in my community that I'm going to get involved in, do I just notify the group and then, participate and maybe send pictures, or, how do we coordinate that? Or
That's a great idea. And one of the things that I do want to bring up with our training that's coming up is we do have Facebook pages and LinkedIn group and so forth that can be used for this purpose. For instance, we can take photos with maybe the school supplies that we have collected and post that on Facebook. We can take a picture of all the shoes that we collected, or the service we did at the food bank or at the Special Olympics and so forth. So, I mean, we all have cell phones now that we can take pictures. So we can just upload those to our, not our public page, but maybe our Facebook group page for the members, and be able to share those experiences. And then that would allow, Carrie Ann or whoever is going to publish maybe some announcements and stuff that we had, maybe 350 shoes that were donated to Souls for Souls and so forth. So we can kind of publicize it amongst ourselves. It does create a little bit more community and unity if we do share it, instead of just showing up and doing it by ourselves, and also to be able to encourage family and friends, as I mentioned before, to participate with you. So you're not just providing the service yourself. You're using your network to be able to encourage others to provide service to your community as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Mark.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else anybody wants to add?
Adrian, you're muted. I didn't know if you knew that you were muted.
No, you're fine. No, nope, that was good. Thank you, Mark, for that explanation. I guess, even though we had brushed by it a little bit, I know that we were all probably kind of wondering, how is this really going to work? So, bless you. Was there anything? So, what's next? The speakers and topics. So I know we had a recommendation that we would get somebody from the research center. I believe Carmen, you had said that at our last meeting, and I'm really interested in getting some information on, like the foundation of what it is we do, how we do it, and why we do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't know how many of you are doctoral students. We're doing it on secondary data, but I do see some benefit of getting involved with the research center for any analysis for our doctorates or masters. Do you think that's possible? I know we discussed it at another meeting.
Yeah, I think we can, and I think there's two parts to that, Nate. There's actually a really good video about the research center that's out there. I don't know if we want to play that during the meeting or just send that out for everyone to look at, and then Mark and I can look at who we might be able to get available to talk from the research center. We've got a new director who's on board. I don't know what his schedule is like and how easy it is to schedule him. Mark, have you had any feedback yet on, I can't think of his name at the moment.
I do not have any feedback, but and I did want to mention tonight, we are going to the Civitan International Convention in Reno, Nevada, July 25th, I believe. Let's see, 20th. No, at 22nd it starts and it ends on the 25th. So we'll be meeting the new director, and I think we'll be able to get a little bit more information about the director and the availability of him or who he might recommend to be.
Excellent. So maybe we can work on him for maybe September or October.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark. That would be wonderful. I appreciate it.
Because I do agree that, as many of you know, I was an alumni at Walden, and I did struggle to find a topic and data set and things like that. And I actually changed my major from PhD to RPH because after unsuccessfully completing the doctorate and had 3 committees that got dissolved, and it finally took my 4th chance to finally graduate. And it's important to network and find people who are where you can do your doctoral study or dissertation in, even master level projects for an internship or something like that for the MPH. It's always beneficial. And I do agree that it's a good idea.
Thank you, Nate. I appreciate that.
Of course, I did just get a text from Duan, our VP, saying she couldn't attend.
I've been in touch with Duan, and I've already talked to Mark about our future plans. So I've been in touch with her. So she's gonna jump back in and get active again.
I hope. And by the way, how about that director position that is still unfilled? Is there anybody who might be interested in doing the fundraising? because we still have that opening. It's not necessary, but it's always good to see if there's interest.
We do have some new members as well, so that could be a possibility. We could share with them the availability if they're interested in being on the board and participating and getting some potential online fundraising opportunities for us.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We could, open that up to some of the new members or republish it to the rest of the general membership and see if anybody might be interested now.
It could be a good thing to have on your resume. I can tell you that service on a board of directors would be good.
Yes.
One of the things I was thinking, because we're getting in, granted, we've only had a few meetings, but we're kind of getting into that consistency of it's always the same members that are on the call. And granted, some people, time zones and things, we have some issues. What do you think about the idea of the core group, the board, kind of divvying up our membership who aren't typically on these calls and maybe giving them a personal phone call over the next couple of weeks, inviting them to our August 12th meeting, making sure they understand the process of how this thing works, just reaching out to them so that, we're making that contact. I think more than just an email, I think maybe a phone or a text or something. What do you guys think about that idea?
Good.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. Carrie, do you have a current membership list? I'm not sure who's got that right now.
Yeah, I do.
Would you want to, once again, sorry, jumping in here, do you want to like maybe divvy up to, to us, 2 or 3 members each or however many that works out to and send us names and phone numbers?
Okay.
Yes, and also make sure it's up to date because some people, like Blanche, for example, she graduated, but she's still interested in doing projects.
Okay.
People like Zod have dropped out, and he sent that group me text saying he's no longer interested. So it's always good to keep things up to date.
Carrie, you and I can add that to our list of things to do.
Okay, sounds good.
So I guess that brings us to the end. When is our next scheduled meeting?
Our next board meeting is on the 22nd. I don't know, I'm in the dark. Whatever the 4th Sunday of the month is. I think it's the 22nd.
Yes.
That of July?
Yeah. So that's a board meeting.
Okay. And then the general meeting you said was August 12th?
August 12th, and that's where we've got our guest speaker.
Okay, thank you.
So I would say, Peachy, if there's any information that you can get us, I know you said you're getting stuff, if we can put together like a quick flyer, even through social media and email, that would be awesome if we could do that. And I'm happy to help in any way I can if you guys need some help in getting that done.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure I can do that. One thing I want to add before we go, when we talked about earlier about doing the individual projects that still represents the group, of course that kind of falls in my arena as public services. If you guys, I want to ask if some of you that do take it upon yourselves with others to do individual work could kind of let me know or give me some feedback or maybe a picture. I mean, I also can kind of help in publishing that and keeping that going. Like the organization did this, we did that, and kind of putting it all together.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Sounds good. I think we're
it's a
pretty
good
well.
idea.
Yes, and maybe trying to get the flyers out as soon as you can, so that if somebody else is going to a residency or is going to anything, or it's any classmates that might be interested, it's always good.
Thank you, Nate, and thank you, Peachy, for offering to help us out with that.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else? No other business we need to conduct?
I just want to say thank you to Adrienne and Carrie Ann and all those that have been active and working on this. You haven't been trained yet, but you're doing a fine job, and thank you very much for that.
Yes, and I'll send the good remarks when I meet again with my host club.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Nate.
I've been quite impressed.
And just so you know, when I was at the junior convention in Tupelo, Mississippi, a couple of weeks ago, everybody's asking me about our club and how we work. So we're getting lots of notoriety and everybody's curious. So hopefully our guest speaker will bring some new, some interested Civitans to come and check us out.
Okay. And is there a maximum number of people that can log in?
I think we're at 50.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great to know.
Yeah, I think we're at 50, and we've never hit that in anything we've been doing. So I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's good to know. I just, that's always in the back of my mind because I don't want to gyp people out of a meeting, but at least we have recordings.
It would be a good problem to have, Nate.
Yes, it would be.
Let's make that a goal.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also have another question. Is this a new fiscal year?
Yes, it is. Oh, good point, Nate. I meant to bring that up. So officially, we'll know after the board meeting where the international board meets at the convention in Reno. But yes, for all intents and purposes, we started our new fiscal year July 1st.
Yes, and how does it dues?
So once again, Megan is bringing all of that to the board for decisions. And so once she has that, she will roll it out. So expect some information like in August or so, but okay. I don't anticipate dues due until towards the end of the fall.
Okay, that seems okay, waiting till December.
Yeah, so she's really just, organizing the program, presenting it to the board for their approval, and then she'll roll everything out to us in a nice, neat organization.
That's good. Any other updates?
Not on my end that I can think of.
I guess that's it for this evening.
Very good.
Can I get a motion that we adjourn the meeting for this evening?
I, Peachy Johnson, motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Carrie Ann seconded.
All right, the meeting is adjourned. It was great meeting with y'all this evening. Mark, I'll be in touch. Carrie Ann, you and I got a lot of work to do. Get this information out to the general members.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a nice evening. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night.
I know.
Thank you so much. You can turn your music back up. I'm sorry.
What is it that y'all do?